The Detroit Pistons let a tough road win slip away on Saturday night, falling 131 to 129 to the Utah Jazz after late-game turnovers and defensive lapses proved too much to overcome in Salt Lake City. With the game hanging in the balance and just 2.1 seconds remaining, Cade Cunningham had a clean look at a potential game-winning three-pointer, but the shot came up short. Moments earlier, Jazz guard Keyonte George delivered the decisive blow, floating in the game winner to cap a thrilling finish and send Utah to the narrow victory. For Detroit, the loss snapped a three-game winning streak and underscored lingering defensive concerns, especially in the second half. The Pistons struggled to contain Utah's offense throughout the night, allowing the Jazz to shoot 48.9% from the field and an eye-opening 47.4% from three-point range, where Utah connected on 18 of 38 attempts. Those numbers proved costly in a game decided by just 2 points. Cunningham did everything he could to keep Detroit in it. The Pistons' star guard finished with 29 points and 17 assists, orchestrating the offense and creating opportunities down the stretch. Tobias Harris added 16 points and 7 rebounds, providing steady production, but it wasn't enough to overcome the defensive breakdowns. The turning point came late in the first half. Detroit appeared to be in control, building an 11-point lead, but Utah surged to close the second quarter on a 24-14 run, trimming the Pistons' advantage to just 1 point at halftime, 68-67. Even before the break, the Pistons' defense was showing cracks. Utah knocked down 11 of 24 three-point attempts in the first half and committed just 5 turnovers, limiting Detroit's ability to generate transition opportunities. Things unraveled further in the third quarter. The Pistons simply couldn't get stops, nor could they catch a break with the whistle. Detroit surrendered 44 points in the period, a disastrous stretch fueled by foul trouble and free throws. After committing just 6 fouls in the first half, the Pistons were whistled for 14 personal fouls in the third quarter alone. Utah capitalized, going 17 for 18 from the free throw line in the period, while Detroit managed just 3 made free throws on 6 attempts. The Jazz pushed their lead to its largest margin, 104-89 at 2:34 left in the third, after Kevin Love converted 3 free throws following a foul by Dennis Jenkins. Although Detroit showed some fight late in the quarter, hitting back-to-back three-pointers from Jenkins and Javonte Green, the damage was already done. Utah still carried a 111-103 lead into the fourth. The Pistons have seen a troubling pattern emerge in recent games, particularly in second halves. Earlier in the week, the Portland Trail Blazers erased a 21-point third-quarter lead before Detroit rallied late. The following night, the Sacramento Kings cut another 21-point lead down to 8 in the final minutes before the Pistons escaped with a win. This time, there was no late escape. Despite mounting a push in the fourth quarter and forcing key turnovers, Detroit couldn't capitalize consistently enough on offense. Utah answered just enough to keep control, and George's clutch floater sealed the outcome. One bright spot for Detroit came from Jaden Ivey, who continued to shine despite being on a minutes restriction as he works his way back from a broken fibula and knee surgery. The Pistons got off to a sluggish start, allowing Utah to build an early 9-point lead. Asar Thompson, who played just under 16 minutes Friday, struggled early and committed 3 turnovers, prompting a quick substitution. When Ivey checked in midway through the opening quarter, the game changed. Detroit immediately went on a 22-5 run, sparked by Ivey's energy and shot-making. He assisted Tobias Harris on a give-and-go to cut the deficit to 2, then drilled a three-pointer to give Detroit the lead. Late in the quarter, Ivey added a layup and assisted Ron Holland on another bucket to push the Pistons' lead to 8 by the end of the first. In just 14 minutes of action across the third quarters, Ivey posted 11 points and 4 assists, knocking down all 3 of his three-point attempts. However, as has been the case over the past 2 weeks, Ivey did not play in the fourth quarter as the Pistons continued to manage his workload. As the calendar year winds down, Detroit now sits at 24-7, with 2 more games remaining on their Western Conference road trip. The Pistons head to Los Angeles next for a pair of matchups, starting Sunday night against the Los Angeles Clippers, followed by a nationally televised showdown Tuesday against LeBron James and the Lakers. Saturday's loss served as a reminder that while Detroit has made major strides this season, defensive consistency and late-game execution remain areas that must improve, especially against teams that can stretch the floor and punish mistakes. With the playoffs firmly in sight, how the Pistons respond over the final stretch of the road trip could say a lot about where this young team truly stands heading into the new year.